Hey everyone, welcome back to our series in episode 2. First of all, if you haven't watched the episode 1, so you should definitely watch it. So it should be in continuation of that episode 1. And we'll look at episode 2 now, and we'll build on the previous concepts and the problem statements. And if you go here, what we are building before, let's do some recap. So you joined as an software engineer, like as a founding engineer in one of the company, and you were building MVP for that, and you just created 3-4 services, and you're not using AWS or any kind of cloud. You are using single server, and that's it. So we had one problem statement that how you will debug 502 error, and based on this architecture, we will be having one more problem statement. So we'll start with one more problem statement. Let's go here and let's just write the problem statement. So we have the similar architecture, and let's assume you have deployed on production, and it is working fine till now. Okay, so what is happening here now? So yesterday everything was working fine. Everything is working fine. Okay. And today my product manager says platform is too slow. So what it means? Okay. What do you mean by platform is slow? So it could be maybe there is some loading in the front end, and it is not able to load the contents. And when I check, as a engineer, you checked on the platform that what is happening, like what is slow there. So then you checked all APIs are slow. Okay. You were saying that all APIs are responding in 24 seconds or 24 to 28 seconds. And we already know 30 seconds is the timeout. So none of the APIs were timing out, but APIs were too slow. But how come yesterday it was working fine? So how should we debug this? Okay. So if I see any of the API, right, it is calling, maybe it is calling database, maybe it is calling object store, okay, and maybe it is calling something else, but we don't have any other service. So the problem statement should be based on these only. What else I should be debugging? So when I checked logs, right, so in logs I was saying logs are printing in delay, when there is a API hit. There is not much logs I can see, but there was some delay I can see in streaming of logs when I was doing tailf and other things. So delay in logs, I would say, delay in logs. So these are the observations I am doing. And what else? It seems like everything is slow here. So what should I check? So maybe I'll check CPU, how much CPU is there, I don't have monitoring here. So what I will do is I will use top command. So there are many Linux commands we should see, and we should be debugging based on those commands, and we should be knowing what command is doing, like what are they outputting, and we'll see top command, and we'll see the CPU and RAM. So, there is one more htop. If you can see, I guess htop is also there. Htop. Yeah, so htop is also there. If you see, it will show something like this. Okay, so you should be able to see processes, like what things is running, what are the things we are running on this server, and how is the CPU, how is the memory. And if you see, this is the memory, this is the CPU, I can see, and you can see many things here. So I checked CPU and RAM is fine. Okay, so no CPU issues, no RAM issues. What can be the issue here? Okay, so whenever you see, so any machine can be slow based on three things. First is CPU, second is RAM, and third is your disk. So if you don't have any disk space, because you need to swap pages, and you need to bring back pages, and so disk is one of the reasons as well which can make it slow. Or you will check disk space and other things. Maybe you can use du, it is du sh command. If you just see what this will be showing, so this will be showing disk usage, and you have many options there. So you just need to know enough commands of Linux to debug these things. So it is good to have APMs and other monitoring tools, but how they are working, what is their usage, we should know. Like from these commands only, we should be able to debug, but we don't want to go on server and debug these things. But if you know it, so you will. So these are part of the basics, and these you should know, like how these how APMs are working, and from there from where they are getting data. Okay, cool. So I guess the issue was on disk side, and we didn't have much disk space left on the server. That's why things were getting slow. And then I checked like what is the reason, like my disk space is full. Maybe there are some extra files or caches or something like this. I need to debug like what should be the reason for it. Maybe there are some files which I don't need, and they are just creating it, or maybe there is some cron on the server which is creating some files. We need to check cron also, like what are the cron we have on the server. So if you see, yes, it is cron tab, Linux, and if you just see what are the crons on the server, and you should be able to see most of the things, what that cron is doing, okay, and what script it is running, anything. You should know what is cron, what is cron tab, and if you don't know what is cron, just put it in comments. I'll create a detailed video on it. Crons are something which runs on a specified time, and it can be scheduled. So what it will run, so it can run scripts, It can run any commands, Linux commands or anything. Like it can run Linux commands or any server. So yeah, this is it about this problem. So yeah, so it was creating some files and I saw there was a cron and I just deleted those files for now. And then I created a ticket for myself to clean up the cron every day, maybe, to clean up those files. So yeah, this becomes a tech debt and we should resolve it. Okay, what else? So we know we had one server which were handling all the traffic. We had one server, backend server. Not backend server, like it was just a server we bought, and we deployed all our applications, backend, front end, and our object storage, everything on this server. Okay, so like for some time our MVP worked fine. Okay, like it was some 10k requests per day. It was working. We didn't face any issue. So but now we got some traction on LinkedIn. So we just posted something on LinkedIn and it was getting viral. So people started using our let's say website, and we are getting a lot of traffic. Okay, so like there was a peak time when our server crashed. So what was happening, like in backend I was seeing some 500 errors, and we are not able to give back the response. So it was 500 means like internal server error, and it can be the reason can be any of the issue, like there is no memory left, there is no CPU power left to process it, and also we are seeing some 502s also. We are not able to send the response in 30 seconds. Yeah, there are multiple issues when system crashed. Okay, so yeah, what we can do here. So it was so the machine's configuration was something around I would say, let's just type it here. It was around 16 GB RAM at that time in 2015, and we had 4-core CPU. So these are the configurations. What we did is we are seeing some 502s because of RAM and CPU. So what we did is we increased our server size. So we bought a new server. Let's say we bought a new server, and yeah, this is the old server now, and this one is new. Okay, and yeah, now the configuration is 64 GB RAM and 16 core CPU. Okay, so we have increased 4 times now. Okay, and it started working fine. Like the requests we were getting at the peak time, those were not failing, and it worked fine for a month. So we got one more LinkedIn viral post, and same, like on peak time it started failing again. Like the requests were growing 4 times now, and it started failing again. The similar issues we are facing, right? So what should I do now? Like, should I keep increasing the size of the server? Let's say if I buy now, also like I have to deploy again on this server, and this server I don't need now. So this will be like the waste, and I will need to sell this server, or just it will be a waste of money now. So what should I do? By the way, what is this called? Like, I just increased my configuration from this to this. So this is a part of scaling. And what I should write here, what kind of scaling is this? That is vertical. Okay, so this is vertical scaling. And now, like, it is not that suitable, I guess, the vertical scaling. Like, I will need to keep on increasing the configuration and work on it. So what should I do here? So I guess I can do, maybe I can use multiple machines. Let's say I can do multiple machines here, maybe. Okay, so this is server 1. Okay, and this is server 2. What I did is like the same 2 server. So let's say the cost of this server was around, let's assume it is $1. Okay, and when you increase the machine, it becomes $10. So this is $10, this is $1. Okay, so when you increased 4 times of your capacity, but your cost increased 10 times. Okay, and if this is $1, this is also $1. So when you increase by $2, your capacity increased $2 by 2 times. So this seems interesting, but do you think like this can create a problem? Like, my server will, they request, so there will be a client, right? So this is a client. Client is basically you or any user which is calling your server, and it will be calling your server. So it will be going from like where it will go. Like, it will go to server 1 or it will go to server 2. By the way, first we can just write this was vertical scaling, and this is just horizontal scaling. Horizontal means like we are adding horizontally all the servers. Vertical means we are just increasing the configuration, and it is a single server. So first we can discuss like what other limitations we can have here for horizontal and vertical. So if you see, whenever you increase the configuration, right, there is a limit on it. Like, you can't just increase the configuration infinitely, right? So there is a processing power in your machine which is hardware based, and you can't just increase the configuration of any hardware to infinitely. Things are mechanical, and you need to consider that. But when you add more servers, right, how that will work? You can increase it infinitely, maybe, but we don't need infinite power here. Means if like based on my usage, I will decide how many servers I will need, right? And these things I can decide, and based on the servers I will have the costs also. And this will be much cost efficient on the horizontal scaling. Yeah. In next session, we'll see like what are the challenges on horizontal scaling, like how things will work. So like from server, so where the request will go, server 1 or server 2. So yeah, we'll see that in next episode. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.